Hey world, what's going on? Welcome to another funny Filipino facts. It's your Indonesian Filipino, Errol Sykes, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 things to bargaining like a boss here in the Philippines. Bargaining is one of those things in the Philippines that a lot of locals get themselves into. It's like embedded in their culture. Now, as a foreigner coming to the Philippines, you might ask yourself, why, Errol? Why do I need to learn how to bargain? Do I not steal money away from hardworking Filipinos that have a hard time making money in the first place? Well, the short answer to that is no. First of all, you gotta understand that Filipinos have bargaining in their blood. So even sellers kind of expect you to do a bargain. So whether you're in a marketplace or actually bargaining to get a good deal out of your tricycle ride or taxi ride, people understand the essence of bargaining. So yeah, it's kind of necessary to do a bargain because you don't want to go from one place to another on a tricycle and have the idea that you've been ripped off by being charged 3 times as much as locals would. Plus, you just want to get the most out of your experience. And by the way, for guys like me, I just like to have local, unique experiences. So what better way to go through something that, you know, is considered local. Now, I've been living in the Philippines for the last few months, and I had the chance to actually check out how Filipinos live. And what I come to realize is that they're very practical, especially when it comes to their finances. So for them, every peso counts. Bargaining is just something that is part of the game. And it can be a very fun game, especially when you know that the vendor kind of expects you to bargain. And when I say vendor, this could be a taxi driver, a tricycle driver, or just a vendor on the street or in a marketplace. It's a universal skill. Anyway, let's get into this. The 5 things to make you bargain like a boss in the Philippines. Number 1, always do a bargain. Like I said, the vendor in the Philippines really expect you to bargain. The mindset of most vendors is to get the most out of their product, to a point where they kind of expect you to do a bargain. So just come from a similar mindset and let the bargaining games begin. Number 2, come across as a for sure buyer. As you realize, with a lot of other games, this bargaining game comes with a little bit of a psychological element. But if there's one thing that you have to ensure before purchasing, is that you are buying. I mean, put yourself in their shoes. Let's say you're selling tomatoes, and then this person comes along and is interested in buying some of your tomatoes. You go back and forth, 5 minutes pass, and then eventually that guy decides to not buy your tomatoes. How would that make you feel? Let the vendor know that you are buying. Number 3, bargain before. Oh my God, this is a lesson learned. A few weeks ago, I went to a marketplace to get some pork chops because a friend of mine was gonna prepare a meal. Shout out Kuya Ronald. So we were getting the porks, and I decided to let the guy chop the porks already. And he was doing it really quick, so he's getting at the point where he was not only chopping it, but actually putting the pork chops into the plastic bag that he would later give me. Then I thought, oh my God, I gotta do a bargain. So I then proceeded to bargain. Wrong move. Mind you, this was after the vendor put the pork chops inside of the plastic bag. I mean, the vendor had already presumed that I was buying, and in hindsight, the pork chops only cost about 50 pesos. So I guess I didn't decide to be a dirtbag. You just want to make sure that you do the bargaining beforehand. Again, you want to let them know, the vendor, that you're a for sure buyer, and then do the bargaining. Charm. So after you made sure that you're a for sure buyer, you can go into the bargaining with a little bit of swagger, a little bit of Filipino words in there, a little bit of flirting maybe. And then after you go back and forth about the price a little bit, if that vendor gives you a price, you go below that with 10 pesos. For example, if you buy 5 tomatoes and that guy sells you for 50 pesos, then you can go and say, 40 pesos, take it or leave it. And that last sentence is what makes you kind of decide that you want to buy, but also let the vendor know that it's a take it or leave it deal. Wow, works amazing. A little bit of that swagger gets a long way, trust me on that one. And number 5, smile. Very basic, but oh my God, huge difference maker. Along with the charm theme, you can make it a little fun. You can kind of just go back and forth, because at the end of the day, it's 2 people interacting. A little bit of fun, a little bit of smiling, a little flirt. I mean, come on, maybe the vendor is a hot piece of thing, and then you guys both walk away with more than you bargained for. Possibilities. So let's recap. Number 1, always do a bargain. The vendor expects you to bargain anyway, so get in that mindset and just let the bargaining begin. Number 2, make sure that you are a for sure buyer. Please guys, don't be a dirtbag. Number 3, bargain before. You don't want to do all the hassle after everything is said and done. Number 4, charm, a little bit of swag, a little bit of Filipino words. And number 5, smile. Now we use the market as a reference, just an example, but understand that these things, these 5 things for bargaining also apply when bargaining for a tricycle ride, for a taxi ride, when you're not using an Uber or a Grab taxi. Pretty much every environment in the street, whether it's a marketplace where you buy shirts, whether you buy food like I did, or just anything that's on the street. So don't go try this thing out in a big outlet store. Well, in hindsight, you know, if you were able to get 20% off those pair of Nikes in that big mall, let us know down below how you did that, okay? It will take a little bit of time, a little bit of effort to get this right, but nothing comes perfect. You already know that, right? And again, it's fun. F-U-N, fun. So make sure that you're enjoying the interaction and make sure you make the interaction fun for the vendor as well. It's two people that are inside this interaction. Make it fun, make it flirty. Maybe you get a date out of this, you don't know. Anyway, there you have it. 5 steps to get you bargaining like a boss in the Philippines. Let me know what tactics you use in order to become a boss and how you win your bargains here in the Philippines. And again, you know, if you know how to get 20% off those Nikes, that's it for this episode of Funny Filipino Facts. I'm your host, your Indonesian Filipino, Errol Sykes. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I do videos like this to make sure you get the most out of your trips to the Philippines and help you get to know the Philippines a little bit more from that insider's local point of view. Something. I also have a vlog called Pinoy Local where I go deeper into an experience, interviewing cool people. Basically, if you like unique local experiences, stuff here in the Philippines, you will love this channel. So please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. That's the reason why I do this. Keeps me hungry, makes me want to grind and make these videos even more. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next Funny Filipino Facts. And as we say in the Philippines, kita kids!